The story in this movie is set in Iraq in 2007 after the war between America and Iraq ended and President George W. Bush declared victory. In the midst of this situation, two soldiers, Matthews and Isaac, are still serving in a region that remains full of conflict. They were assigned to investigate a sniper attack that occurred in a pipeline construction area. Upon arrival, they found many dead victims. After waiting for more than 20 hours, Matthews, who felt the situation was safe, decided to send Isaac to check on the victims. However, Isaac initially refused and suggested that they wait longer, given rumors of the existence of a highly skilled Iraqi sniper named Juba. However, with no sign of the sniper and with the urge to return soon, Matthews finally decided to go alone. Isaac, who chose to remain hidden, kept a close eye on Matthews' movements from a distance. Suddenly, the sound of gunfire broke the silence, and Matthews immediately fell to the ground, mortally wounded.
Just check the oh!
Seeing the incident, Isaac panicked and was shocked. Without thinking, he came out of his hiding place to help Matthews. Unfortunately, an enemy sniper watching from a distance quickly opened fire, hitting Isaac's leg and injuring him. Eventually, Isaac had no choice but to leave Matthews alone. Limping along, he managed to take cover behind a wall not far from his location. In this precarious situation, Isaac immediately tried to contact headquarters using a radio belonging to one of the victims that he managed to carry because his radio was damaged by sniper fire. However, his hopes were dashed when he realized that the radio had also suffered the same damage from enemy bullets. Wounded, Matthews asked Isaac about the sniper's position, as he intended to fight back by shooting back. Hearing the plan, Isaac immediately warned Matthews not to do so. He explained that without knowing the sniper's exact location, Matthews risked dying before he could fire. Despite injuring his leg, Isaac tried to find the sniper's position carefully. He cut a hole in the wall that protected him and set up binoculars there to scout. However, as he focused on his efforts, Matthews unwittingly lost consciousness due to the heavy bleeding he was suffering. Upon realizing the situation, Isaac decided to remove the bullet lodged in his leg. With his remaining strength, he wrapped the wound with a makeshift bandage. Unfortunately, the loss of blood made Isaac slowly weaken until he finally lost consciousness. Shortly after, Isaac snapped awake when he heard someone contacting him over the radio. The person asked for his status, and Isaac quickly reported what had happened to him and Matthews. He explained that they had both been shot and were now trapped by enemy snipers. Isaac requested that an evacuation team be sent to their location immediately. However, to confirm the pickup location, the person on the radio ordered Isaac to stand up and fire a gun into the air as a sign of presence. Hearing the instruction, Isaac hesitated. He realized that such an action would not only give away the rescue team's position but would also leak his location to enemy snipers. Therefore, Isaac decided not to do it, choosing to stay in his hiding place. It wasn't long before Isaac began to sense something was off. The person he spoke to over the radio accidentally mispronounced his rank. In addition, his accent sounded foreign and not like a Native American. Finally, Isaac realized that the person he was talking to was not from the American side but an enemy sniper who had hijacked the communication channel. Realizing he was being played, Isaac tried to fix his radio so he could contact the central team. However, the sniper calmly threatened to shoot Matthews in the head if Isaac stopped talking to him over the radio. The threat forced Isaac to continue the conversation. As the conversation continued, Isaac secretly enlarged the hole in the wall he was using for reconnaissance. He tried hard to find the sniper's position more clearly. In fact, Isaac used information from the sound of shots fired by the enemy to estimate the sniper's distance and location. The sniper spoke in a friendly tone and tried to establish a casual conversation, claiming he was just an ordinary citizen who happened to be proficient with weapons. However, Isaac didn't believe the claim at all. To him, the enemy was still the enemy, and every word coming out of the sniper could have been a lie. He even suspected that the sniper was deliberately making up stories to distract and manipulate him. In the middle of the conversation, the sniper casually reveals that he can shoot very accurately from a distance, proving it with his previous shots that hit Isaac's radio and water bottle. He seems to have deliberately kept Isaac alive despite being wounded and weakened by thirst and blood loss. In this way, the sniper seemed to want to create psychological pressure, instill fear, and force Isaac to give up mentally over time. Hearing that explanation, Isaac felt angry and began to lose his temper. However, underneath his emotions, he tried to think of a strategy to fight back. Secretly, Isaac began to dig up information from the sniper, trying to get clues about the weapon he was using. By knowing the type of weapon, Isaac hoped to estimate the number of bullets he had left and seize the moment when the sniper had to reload to lure him out of hiding. Indeed, the sniper did not seem gullible and could have been lying about the weapon he was using. As the conversation continued, Isaac heard a suspicious metallic scraping sound. After checking with his binoculars, he strongly suspected that the sniper was hiding in a pile of trash and debris. At this point, Isaac began to realize that the person speaking over the radio was most likely Juba, a legendary sniper from Iraq who was renowned for his deadly skills. Juba was known as a highly skilled killer, having killed 75 American soldiers without anyone knowing where the shots came from. Juba's gruesome reputation adds to the tension in Isaac's mind, who now knows that he is dealing with one of his most dangerous enemies. To confirm his hunch, Isaac decided to create a fake target to lure Juba into revealing his position. He placed the helmet out in the open, hoping that Juba would shoot it, allowing Isaac to confirm the sniper's location. Unfortunately, however, when the helmet fell off, Isaac's plan backfired. The sniper, who had been watching closely, immediately mocked and laughed at Isaac's mistake. "You think I'll just fall for it?" mocked Juba, realizing Isaac's carelessness at that moment. For the second time, Isaac fainted again. However, not long after that, a strong gust of wind woke him from unconsciousness. Feeling a little more refreshed, Isaac immediately seized the opportunity. With great difficulty, he decided to pick up a radio belonging to one of the victims not far from where he was hiding. As the wind picked up, Isaac realized that it was an opportunity to distract Juba, who would probably be distracted by the situation. With great effort, Isaac managed to retrieve the victim's backpack and a working radio. He also found some leftover drinking water in the bag, giving him some hope after hours of thirst. However, his happiness was soon dashed when Juba's gunfire shattered a nearby wall. Juba sarcastically said that the shot was a deliberate miss to scare Isaac and damage his essential belongings. And sure enough, the binoculars that were previously used for scouting are now severely damaged by the shot. However, amidst the chaos, Isaac realizes something that gives him hope, that Matthews is still alive. Be careful not to let Juba realize this, and Isaac signals Matthews to move slowly. Then, Isaac informs Matthews of Juba's position hidden behind a pile of rubble. With this information, Matthews has the opportunity to aim at Juba, which would probably be their only chance of survival. To launch the action, Isaac continued the conversation with Juba, trying to make sure Matthews was in the correct position before taking further steps. However, Isaac didn't realize that while he was talking to Matthews, the radio he was using to communicate with Juba was still active, allowing Juba to hear their entire plan. Luckily, Matthews was already in the correct position and immediately fired in several directions around the debris pile. Unfortunately, however, Matthews was shot and killed on the spot, leaving Isaac in a state of despair and hopelessness. However, hope returned when Isaac heard the sound of a radio. Quickly, he repaired the damaged radio antenna and finally managed to contact headquarters, shedding some light on the dark situation. However, shortly after, Isaac's radio frequency was hijacked again by Juba, who calmly informed him that the mission was safely under control. Hearing this, headquarters confirmed that the pickup team would be arriving in the afternoon. Isaac soon realized that Juba had not only hijacked the radio but was also planning to thwart the arrival of help and cripple the evacuation team. In desperation, Isaac collapsed for the third time. Upon awakening, he discovered that it was late afternoon and immediately tried to contact Juba. Receiving no answer, Isaac decided to grab Matthew's gun using a rope he found. Shortly after, 2 helicopters were seen heading towards him. Before the evacuation team arrived, Isaac decided to attack Juba to make the rescue team aware of the sniper's presence. After preparing his weapon, Isaac quickly knocked down a nearby wall, creating smoke that blocked Juba's view. The sniper fired randomly, trying to find a target among the rubble. It was then that Isaac managed to locate Juba and, without hesitation, fired his weapon in that direction. Isaac's shots temporarily stopped Juba's attack, and an evacuation team eventually arrived to rescue him. While being carried by the rescue team, Isaac tried to tell them that there were still enemies around the debris. Unfortunately, the noise of the helicopter obscured Isaac's message, and they didn't hear his warning. As the helicopters crossed the debris area, a shot from Juba destroyed both helicopters, causing them to crash badly. All the soldiers and the helicopters die in the incident, marking the tragic end of the rescue mission. The movie ends on a dark note, showing just how high the price is to pay in the face of a highly skilled and merciless enemy. And so the movie ends.